Hello Taurus, thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, we use the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Red the Valentine. Already shuffled relationships first, single second, with oracle cards coming out as needed. That card, I think it came out, I don't know if it came out for Virgo, I know it came out for Capricorn twice, but now it came out for you guys too. But I think it's my own fault because I don't like that card, and I think it knows it, so it keeps coming up. Well, let's see where he pops up. It's the Devil card. It's on your partner's side, but what exactly he's talking about, we'll find out soon enough. There's something weird with this too. I feel like there's an extra something here. Alright, let's see. Now, I'm getting with your partner. The challenge card is Devastation. That's the Ten of Swords. But I'm not getting that this is where the Devil card is popping in just yet. Not just yet. Because I feel like they're devastated about something. And I'm getting you, there's something that's going on with you. You're moving forward on something. Something you need to do. Something that needs to get done. You're moving forward with something. And I feel like to them, either they weren't paying attention or however this is happening, when it finally happens, they're devastated. They don't like it. They're not happy. So you're going forward with something that you had to go forward with. Which this is also in your challenge position, but I feel like the whole challenge is for you to realize how your partner's reacting to it. Now, this is, I think, where the Devil card starts popping in. Because I feel like your partner's devastated and acting poorly, if I want to go there. You're going forward, doing what you need to do. They seem to be devastated, and it's very apparent to you. When this happens, you get upset, and you start a conversation that turns into an argument. When that happens, this is where the Devil card starts kicking in. Your partner is just very animate that they're unhappy, they don't like how this is working out, they're not backing down with how they're feeling. They get the Devil with the Strength card. They feel like this is where the Devil card is really, because that's where they're standing is the Devil card. What's happening is the Strength. Like, they're not backing down. They're feeling devastated. They're telling you that that's how it is, that they can't help it. They feel attacked. They're feeling this. They're not happy. And I feel like you're pushing forward. Like, I don't feel like this is a shock, because I'm not getting any shock cards. But I feel like you're upset because this is something you have to do, something that's been in the works for a while, and you're unhappy with how this is coming across. And they're just not hearing what you're saying. This is what actually creates the argument, because they're not hearing what you're saying, and you're getting very upset with them. It starts off with a conversation, but it turns into an argument because your partner's just closed. They've closed their ears to it. They're not hearing it. They don't want to hear it. They're just telling you how they feel and how it's just upsetting and devastating, and they're very upset, and blah, blah, blah. It just seems to make you angrier and angrier. Now, that Devil card is still in effect because I feel like your partner, due to the situation you're involved with, they're doing their own thing. They're doing their own thing with the Ace of Wands. They're starting off doing something that makes them happy, and the High Priestess, makes me feel like they're viewing it like this is fair. Like, you're doing what you want to do, so I'm going to do what I want to do. So I'm going to go do this. And I'm noticing there's like a space between you and your partner with these two cards. Like, they're doing something that you don't have any say over at the very least. You don't have any say over it, and they might be doing it without you. Because as that's going on, you have the Two of Pentacles with the 9 or the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords? Yep. So you're trying to balance out what's actually happening here. You're trying to actually balance it out to like be more support. No, what are you trying to do? You'd like to be involved. So you're trying to balance it out to see if there's anything you can do, but I'm getting the Eight of Swords, like you're kind of stuck. There's not much you can do about this situation. There's not much you can be a part of it. I feel like you're trying to balance out what's happening here. And the Eight of Swords is just saying there's nothing, there's no effect. Like you're just kind of stuck dealing with the situation at this moment. And I don't feel like you like it. Eight of Swords is not usually fun. It's just not. It just kind of, it's flat from there. It's just flat. I don't understand why that's flat. It's just, your partner's going ahead, they feel it's fair, they're going to do what they want to do. They're not talking with you about it, they're just doing it. And I feel like you're trying to balance it out, you're trying to be a part of it, in a sense. But there's really, you're just kind of closed out from it. Your partner's just doing what they want, and you're just kind of subject to what's happening. I don't feel like you like this at all. The Eight of Swords is telling me you're very unhappy about it, but you're also feeling like there's nothing you can do. Alright, so this last bit is kind of interesting, I find. Because I feel like it's pretty much what's said is said and done. Let's see if we can get a couple cards out here, because I was figuring that. See, only one card came out for a spot we've already talked about. That was this card, which is the no. Like this, I don't feel like this is right. The Ace of Wands on your partner's side, I don't feel like this is right. They're just kind of mad, and they're doing it. I feel like it's kind of out of spite. Like this, I feel like the no is telling me this isn't fair. This isn't good. This isn't balancing out right. Almost like they would advise your partner not to do this, but they're going to do what they need to do anyway. And I'm getting after the fact, after they've done what they've done, they have the Ten of Wands. Like, they're feeling kind of pressured about it because they're realizing after the fact, they're realizing that this kind of damaged the relationship between you and them, that this caused a problem. This kind of jammed a wedge between you, the two of you, a little bit. Like, this was not a good idea. This was not a good idea. Now, you're looking to let it go. You got three cards technically here. Two of them are tarot cards though. One is the Fool, one is the Knight of Wands, and one is the Oracle card is the Improving Health. Yep. So you're looking to let it go. You'd prefer to let it go. It's just not worth holding on to. It's said and done. I feel like you're trying to let it go. It was a moment. It wasn't the best moment. But I feel like you're kind of looking at it like, well, it happened now, so it happened. So it is what it is. Why cause another argument about it when it's already said and done? So you're looking to let it go. You're just kind of Fool with the Knight there. You're letting it go. You're moving on. You're being optimistic about it. You're improving in the sense of like it's just, water under the bridge. Everybody has their moment. I feel like that's kind of how you're looking at it too. Like everybody has their moment. It just happens once in a while. And I'm getting what helps for you is you're letting it go. What helps for your partner is they're thinking about this after the fact. Because I don't feel like they like the wedge that they jammed between the two of you. And I feel like they might be the component that's kind of holding that wedge in place. Like they're feeling there's a wedge there. You're kind of letting it go and just moving on from it, but they're feeling like they put a wedge between the two of you. This moment seems to move on pretty quickly, though. And I'm seeing it's moving on pretty quickly, and the two of you are seeming to just move on like it didn't happen, but to let it go. This is very interesting, because I'm feeling like your partner is kind of getting like... There's another card back there. Your partner is getting another sense about where they want to go next with this situation. And this is what... Okay, so there's another situation down the road where there's a lot of people involved that they want you involved with. And I feel like this situation has caused a problem. I feel like this is going to come back around in the future. And it has to do with another situation where other people are involved, and they've been thinking about this for a while. They're very excited about this, and it's something like the two of you enjoying time with a group of people, either family or friends, maybe some of both. But I'm getting like this is weighing on your partner because they want you to be a part of this, but they're realizing there's a wedge here, and they're feeling like this isn't really the time to bring that forward. But I feel like the longer they wait, the less conducive this will be. Something's coming around again. And I feel like that's the whole thing with this. It's one thing if they tell you now, it's another if they tell you later. Like, I don't feel like this... Like, what do we want to say here? You might want to, like, have a conversation after the fact to, like, clear the air. Because there's something else here. There's something else here that's supposed to come forward. Your partner, I feel like, is just keeping an eye out. They feel like there's a wedge between the two of you. They don't feel like it's the right time to bring this up. So they're just kind of like watching out of the corner of their eye, trying to find the right moment. They're just not feeling it's the right moment. The thing is, I think you're really letting it go. It is actually fine. So after this is said and done, even though it's improving, you're feeling better, you're letting it go, you're just like water under the bridge, you might want to clear the air because I feel like you'll find out what this is here, this event, because I feel like if you know about it with enough time, you can make it happen and you can be a part of it. If it gets too close to the wire, though, you might not be able to. It might cause its own problems because I feel like there's things you have going on or that are going to take precedent over it. But if you know ahead of time, you can block out that time. It won't be a problem. So I feel like this the whole thing with this part of the read. After the dust is settled, your partner's done what they were going to do. I do feel like they're regretting it afterwards because they're realizing there's a wedge there. Although I feel like the wedge is mostly something they own because I feel like you're really letting it go. At that moment where it's all is said and done and you're thinking, well, why bring it up? You might want to just clear the air because I feel like something will come forward and it'll make life easier for you and your partner. I actually feel like it'll benefit you because you'll actually be able to be a part of something that you want to be a part of. Good? Good. All right, I'm going to let that be. Let's go into Taurus singles. There actually was a lot of cards out in this one. I didn't realize how many, but not that we put out half the deck, but you know, there was a few. All right, Taurus singles. Messages for Taurus singles. Empowering messages for Taurus singles to help them see what's going on, help them maneuver things the way they want them to go so they can get the outcome they're looking for. Messages for Taurus singles. Messages for Taurus singles. Yeah. Get the Hierophant at the bottom here. This is usually a bit of like give and take, you know, pain with pleasure, like paying your dues to get your reward type of thing. Seems to be conducive with Taurus, the Taurans that I know anyway. I swear I'm calling that card forward. I could kick myself. It's the Devil card, but it's in a position where it's in one of those positions where it doesn't seem like it's that bad. It's in one of the most benign positions it could actually end up, in my opinion. We'll get to him in a second. But I'm not so like... No, we're here. What's that? Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Let's do that. This person, this is somebody from the past you've already had a relationship with. This has come around before. Now, I shouldn't say you've had a relationship with them, like a romantic relationship. This is somebody that you fell for in the past. Let's put it that way. It may not have accumulated into a romantic relationship, but you fell for this person in the past. You have fallen for them. I'm not getting like a pining thing here, but definitely you have identified how you feel about this person. And I'm getting like the other person was very conducive with this in the sense of like feeling good about you too. If it became romantic or not, it depends on your situation. But we're definitely talking about a person where you have a lot of love for this person. You just like being around them. And I feel like they like being around you too. It's just like it seems a little left and right whether it went anywhere or not. If there was a romantic connection, it just wasn't the right timing and it just didn't last. Could have been just like ships passing in the night, maybe, or just like I don't know. Conflicting schedules, going different ways in life, caused things did not really work out. But at the very least, there's a romantic connection here. Like you view this person very romantically. If it came together or not, that's a whole different thing. If it did come together, it ended prematurely, but I feel like it ended on good terms. Okay. Now, as we come into the future, I find this ironic. Even though I do feel like this ended on good terms, coming in, I'm getting a conflict is bringing you back together, and I feel like that's also creating this Knight of Cups. There's a conflict that's bringing you back together. There's something that's unfortunate here. Something that's just not going well. They're not giving me any details for like what that could be, but there's a conflict that's bringing the two of you together. I don't feel like, well, I don't know. Whatever the conflict is that's bringing you together, it's also bringing forward this opportunity for love, this Knight of Cups. I just find it interesting that I'm not really getting like how a scenario, because I feel like it could be, I don't know. I feel like you might be on opposite sides, but it's not something where you want to just beat each other to death about it. It's just you have opposing viewpoints and you talk it out, but then you have more in common than not. So it's like it may start off with a conflict, but then I feel like the two of you are talking after the fact and you're deciding, you'd like things to go forward. Now, again, they're giving me this at the bottom. I feel like they're making a big deal about this. The Knight of Swords is coming in. Like, this person is coming in. Like, there's a charge. Like, they're coming in. There's a conflict bringing this person in. Like, I don't feel like I should take this as lightly as I am. So what am I supposed to say here? I don't know if you're seeing them and they're in a conflict and you're helping them out. Because I feel this person is charging in. And I feel like you're witnessing it. And I feel like that is how the two of you reconnect. And then after that's over, that's when you're talking to each other like one-on-one. And that's where the romance is starting to click in and you're deciding, let's hang out sometime or whatever that might be for you. Let's go out sometime, let's hang out sometime, whatever you want to do. But it does. This person comes in with a conflict. I don't really feel like it's against you though. Now, when I'm seeing this here in the future, it's the King of Cups with the be assertive. I'm getting follow through with the plans. Make sure the plans come to fruition. Make sure this happens. Because I feel like it's kind of in your court. Because the other person seems to be preoccupied with this controversy or this conflict. They seem to be preoccupied with the conflict, but if you keep up on it, this will go forward. Just give them a little leeway to realize they're very caught up in that, but they definitely do want to do this. It's just priorities at the moment, and I feel like that's okay with you because I feel like whatever the conflict is, I feel like you understand what that is. It makes sense to you because they're very much about that. They do want to do this. Life just might get a little crazy, so if you just keep on top of it and remind them and set the date and just like touch base with them, like I'm looking forward to seeing you whatever time, it'll remind them and they'll be thankful for the reminder because they do want to do this. I just feel like life might be a little crazy with this conflict they're dealing with, but they do want to see you. That will be a stress reliever that will be good for them. Am I wrong? All right, what are you saying with this? All right, so they're taking this back. I'm taking this back, I should say. Not a stress reliever. Not a stress reliever. So what are we saying then with this? You should be persistent. You should be the one who owns this. Make this go forward. They're saying just leave out the stress reliever. Just don't even. Or so that's all. Just they're saying you should push it forward to make this happen, just to see where this is gonna go. Don't let this just slip by. Stay on it. So ignore that stuff about stress reliever. I said just get rid of that. Now, I'm getting here from the other side, the Queen of Wands. So I'm getting the other energy here is active. Very busy, a lot going on. A lot going on here. So that's one of the reasons why you need to be the one holding on to it, keeping it going forward. Because I feel like you need kind of resolution. Is this going to be something or is it not? And instead of letting it falling to the back burner, falling to the wayside and waiting for the next time where it comes around, you'll be happier if you just bring it forward so the two of you can have some time together to just truly see where this is going. Is anything really there? Is there a chance for anything to happen here? They're saying stick to it. Now, with this controversy, this is where this is coming in. Because I feel like you're worried about what the controversy is. Because you got the Devil card. This is that card I was talking about in the beginning. There he is again. And then you have take action. You're not really this is just in your thoughts. You're not really sure what you should do about it. Okay, I'm getting this. I like this better because I'm understanding what they're saying with this. This is actually quite pertinent. I don't feel like you want to be involved with this. You don't really want to be involved. It makes you nervous. You're not comfortable with it. That's the Devil card. You're thinking this could be quite the bad situation. You don't want to be a part about it, but you're starting to feel like because they're involved, maybe you should be involved too. These two cards are just in your thoughts. You're thinking about it, but it's just thinking about it. I'm going to go to the end here because I feel like that's what we need to talk about. When it comes to this controversy, oh, I'm out. That's all right. We're almost done anyway. When it comes to this controversy, this other person, that's their ball of wax. Don't make it your ball of wax too. Because you got the Magician with the no and exclamation. Don't make it your ball of wax too. Let it be their thing. If you need to support them a little bit, that might be okay to a point. But don't get involved the way they're involved. Don't do it. I'm getting that's something you should stay out of. And I feel like this last spot is like you can be a support to your friend, or if this person becomes your lover, you could be a support to your lover if that's how it is. I'm getting though like just be a support. Just at the very most, be just a support. Don't get involved on your own. That's what I'm getting with this whole situation, because I'm getting like where you're standing, like it's just, I know it's the the 10 of Pentacles. You're very stable and grounded, and I feel like this getting involved in this situation, I don't feel like it's going to have a good end here. I don't feel like that's going to do anything for you positive. I don't feel like it's going to change things. I feel like you can support, and I want to call this person a friend at this point because I don't feel like it's cementing it as a relationship. So I would say support your friend at this point, and that's enough. Like at the most, that's as far as you should go. Because I feel like you're going to be kind of feeling like you should be involved on your own, like you should be self-motivated to be involved on your own. And you're thinking about it, you don't really want to do it though. The Devil card with the take action, you're feeling like you're kind of feeling pressured like you should be because this person that you like is, but you don't really want to be. And I'm getting, you should not be. It's a possibility you could end up being, but they're saying the Magician with the no card, like don't make yourself a part of this situation. Be a support for this person. Just support them, help them where they need it, but don't get involved on your own. Don't be a piece of it. Like don't become a member, if you want to say. Just support this person. Because I feel like this is going to be an issue. Because this controversy, this is part of the Hierophant going on here. The pain with the pleasure, like I'm getting, if you get involved, that could be very draining for you. I don't feel like that's a good idea for you. You can still show support through your friend / possible partner, and that's good enough. I get that that's good enough. That's the only thing with this. Like, I feel like they're saying don't do that. Because the top card here is the World. Something, I feel like you should be getting involved with this person. But if you take up the same fight as they do, I feel like it's going to be more about the fight than the relationship. And I'm getting like, one of you involved is more than enough. One of you can be directly involved, the other can support. But if you're both directly involved, it might cause problems or tension between the two of you. I just feel like it could be more of a hindrance than a help to the situation in the long run. It just doesn't seem like it's going to work out well if you get involved that way. Because I got the World here, it seems like you should be getting involved with this person going forward. Like this should be a whole new era of life. But if you get involved in this controversy, whatever it is, that could derail things. That could cause problems. That could cause controversy between you and this person. Even though you're going in the same direction, I feel like it could get a bit overwhelming and too much. And like you might eat, sleep, and breathe the situation, because the both of you are very deep into it, and it just could overwhelm. It just could become an issue. That's the biggest thing with this. That's what I'm getting. They're telling me to put it down, so I'm going to put it down there and let it be. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.